Welcome, everybody. You ever feel like your life is just too complicated? There's too much family drama going on. You don't know who you love sexually and who you're related to. Sometimes it's both. Welcome to the attic. It's VC's Peasies. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Here
we are.
Dear least.
Our dear leadiest. Our dear leastiest. Careful with that. We are here. We got some wine. It was $2.49. It's not so fine. But, you know, any shark in a storm.
What the fuck? Or which leads us to the third book in the thrilling Hudson series,
Shark in the Storm.
Eye of the Storm. The brown eye in the storm.
Racist.
Oh no, I just meant your asshole.
I know, I was joking.
You.
See?
You and your racist jokes.
So let's cut all that. No, what are you looking for, dear?
No, I don't know. I'm just stretching around.
Okay, I'm stretching and scratching. Hey, everybody, we're reading a book. It is the third one. You just said that.
Yep.
And
I'm going to read the back flap.
Time to flap it backwards in our flaps.
Okay. The cats are being extra weird also. You probably hear them.
Yeah, it's good.
In the wake of a terrible loss, Rain is left alone to bear the Hudson family secrets. Okay.
Yep.
As dark and forbidding as storm clouds on the horizon. Yeah, she is the one. Secret sissies. For period ellipses. Eye of the Storm. After the death of her beloved grandmother Hudson, Rain found herself caught in a battle for the vast Hudson family wealth. Marked to inherit millions, Rain faced the fury of her unaccepting mother, her manipulative stepfather, and her cold, vicious Aunt Victoria. But no amount of money can keep Rain's world from crashing down when suddenly tragedy strikes. Left helpless after a devastating blow, that's the way to put it.
Yep,
Rain sinks into despair as her precious dreams are washed away. Dreams that cannot be bought with the Hudson fortune. Her only hope for rebuilding her life rests in trusting a stranger who has come into her world. A man whose generosity and kindness does not appear to come with strings attached, much to Rain's amazement. But just as she opens her heart to a promising new future, her past comes back to haunt her, and Rain is pulled into a furious whirlpool of bitterness and heartache.
So, I'm going to say it now. I may not say it later, but I'll say it now. I liked it.
Oh, I did too.
It was buck wild.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I was really more taking notes than taking, like, there weren't as many things for me to take a note on, like, what? I mean, there were, but it was more just like, I gotta find out this shit. It was one of those,
like, where is this going?
Yeah.
A lot of bananas shit happens.
Yeah.
Now in the last book, you were like, oh man, Niederman got me. That was a surprise. Did you have any of those here? Because there was stuff that I did not see coming.
I don't know. Not so much. Like, as far as just like tone goes and kind of like story formula.
There's a big thing at the end that happens, and if you see the step back, that's what the step back's alluring to.
Yep. So I mean, but that's not off-brand. That happens like this. Of course it's not
off-brand.
This happens a lot.
I didn't expect it, though.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good, great.
Me neither, but it wasn't like, whoa, what? Like, I feel like with the last one, finding out that Boggs is Mary Margaret's father, like, that was out of left fucking field. That one was out of left field. It wasn't like...
So we opened with a really weird fucking Rainmaker story.
Yeah, it was...
And that it went on for quite a bit, and all I wrote was, what the fuck is this Rainmaker story? And about how rain brings the thing and for the crops.
Yeah, there was like a medicine man, and
they would... And rain...
Mama named her Rain because rain...
is the good thing that comes.
But I was like, it kind of read like... Maybe...
I read it more like if you ever read like any book in like middle school about like did you ever read Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry? About like sharecroppers.
Oh, okay.
And like the Depression and the Dust Bowl, yada yada yada.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
But I feel like she wouldn't. She's not that old.
Yeah, she's not that old though. So I have no idea. So I thought maybe like she grew up in Africa or something.
There was a lot of exposition about rain and the crops.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean...
I don't know.
Yep.
Whatever.
When Rain is doing her little life recap and about, like, the Hudsons, and she says, and then here I was, a mulatto illegitimate granddaughter.
Oh. Also, there's this shift where they're just referring to Benny as Benitha now.
Yep.
Like, all the time. She did not refer to her as Benny once in this book. Not once.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's almost like when they changed Gabrielle to Gabriel, like the spelling in the Landry series, but not quite. I don't know, it's stupid. That's not what she called her.
That's disrespectful.
That's not what she called her.
That's disrespectful to Benny's memory.
Yeah, as her sister. She has.
Did you want to read that really long paragraph?
Yeah. Yep.
Mama.
On first impression, people like Mama Arnold who scratch out an existence in their state of poverty and hard times don't look like very much. Mostly they hobble along looking tired, aged beyond their years, cynical, hopeless, their eyes as vacant as blown light bulbs. Wow.
Yeah, that's nice for your mama.
On first impression.
On first impression, she looked fucked.
I just felt like that was a weird...
It's weird too.
She goes to Grandmother Hudson's grave. I
think we're still in the fucking prologue.
Yeah.
Again, a lot to recap.
No, I guess you're still in the prologue.
I don't know.
You're still in the prologue. I'm not.
I don't know. Honestly, I just noted that it's kind of random here. The family business is like investments, development, vaguely like business. Mm-hmm. Just in case anyone was wondering.
Right, because we were like, what is the business? It's business.
It's business.
Business.
Regarding Jake, I often felt like he was adopting me. I thought about your, like, wild theories. She moved to Grandma's room, but didn't change a thing, which gave me the heebies as well as the jeebies.
Why?
I don't know, it's weird.
That's how she's processing her loss.
Sure. Her attorney is a nice and trustworthy man.
I didn't write down his name.
Don.
Yes.
Don Cutler.
Yes, yep.
Much like... the same exact fucking storyline that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then I wrote, OMG, first chapter is called Jake's Secret.
Jake's Secret. But, so, actually, I was going to bear. You didn't note anything about Rain visiting Grandma Hudson's grave? Okay.
I was like, blip, blip, blip.
So, it was just interesting. She's going to, like, have her own moment because the whole shibbity-doo of... you know, services and funerals and stuff. She didn't feel like she could really, like, have time because also she's not supposed to care about her that much, so she didn't get to really mourn properly. So she goes and she's, like, talking to the grave as people are wont to do. And she thinks, of course I didn't expect to hear any answers. And then, like, farther on in that same paragraph, it ends with, coming here, I hoped I would help me find them, hear them.
Yep, that's just two opposite things. Yep.
I didn't expect to hear any answers, but
I was expecting to hear them.
I hoped that I would hear them. And Grandmother had told her that a house was like a sponge. These houses just get so anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like, more and more different objects.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, start like that. I feel like we're just, like, finding out about, like, a moody house, like, most of the way through. I don't know.
The house is in, like, its teen years. It's moody. It's got, like, a side bang. We don't even understand it.
Yeah, so she was telling Rain that, like, oh, it doesn't matter if you leave or not. The people is in the walls.
People's in the walls. It's spongy.
So, yes, Rain invites Jake over for dinner.
For what? Chicken with peaches?
Sounds great.
Does it?
I love meat and fruit. Look at look at those big ones because you were slapping
why I put it down.
Slap the gooch.
That's what it looked like. That was such a dumb fucking idiot thing. I really enjoyed it. P.S. Did you notate the clocks in the house are wrong?
Yeah, I guess I didn't write it down, but I thought that was interesting. Apparently, Grandmother Hudson didn't. She was like, when you're old, it doesn't matter what time it is. You don't want to be reminded.
How odd, Jarena. Let's see. So I questioned that Jake was older than Grandmother Hudson, which, I mean, they never said his age. I just assumed he was a younger man. That's just my own presumption about...
No, I thought that they were, like...
about seniors in the workforce.
I thought they were around the same age, were not they?
Well, he says right here, I wrote it, I wrote it, Jake older than Grandma Hudson, ? Also, Jake pounding the wine at dinner.
Oh, yeah.
He pounds 2 bottles. Which has like half a glass.
Jason Webley has a great song called 2 Bottles of Wine. Nope. It's Reverend Pate and the Big Damn Band.
Okay, there we go.
Anyways, it's a fun song. You should listen to it.
They're having dinner.
Heck ton of wine. And he tells her that, oh my God, he's Victoria's father. And the way he found out, well, because apparently Grandmother Hudson...
They were fucking.
They were just fucking because, like, her husband was off doing stuff all the time. They spent a lot of time together.
Business.
And the way that Frances told Jake that she was pregnant, she was like, I don't know, I've got a cake in my oven.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's like, what?
I mean, maybe it's just me. I can't get a read on Grandma Hudson. And I'm like, would she say that? I don't know.
I don't think she would say that.
Okay. Now I'm glad you and I are on the same page.
I said that I didn't think she would say that before we started recording the show.
It didn't land in the old memory bank.
Yeah, sure didn't.
Now I for a hot second I thought that Jake was gonna be Megan's father, just to impact Rain some more. But then I realized that that's gonna throw the whole inheritance off track. So we didn't want that. Oh, good thinking, Niedermans. He never, loved anyone else. He had, quote, just enough love fuel for one woman.
Just enough jizz to get her pregnant.
Just enough. 1 cup of jizz. 8 ounces.
You think it came out in 8 ounces? It just, flooded that oven.
It's fucking flooded. Like a tablespoon.
He put the batter right in that pan.
Her diaphragm. Pan.
Her diapam. Wow.
Jake says it's okay to use this information if Victoria ever, quote, has her up against a wall. And I feel like there are many times before she does bring this out that she could have said that I would have said that.
I know, but I think she also just, didn't want to bring Jake into it. I don't know. She cared about him.
Sure. Jake has 2 bottles of wine, drives himself home. Mr. McWayne calls and he's like, Daddy Larry been looking for you. Corbett shows up.
Nope. Page 35, typo.
Oh.
Aunt Veronica.
No. Come on.
Right there.
Come on.
Right.
Fire your editor. Fire that.
Hire me. Veronica?
That's a different name completely.
Did Niederman accidentally write Veronica? And the editor was like, I'm leaving that in. Idiot.
Or they're just scanning?
I don't know. But that is not her name. Nah, it's not.
It is not. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Corbett shows up and Rain notes that she's filled with an angry heat.
He's like...
From her pussy bones.
He brings a shit ton of white roses. He's like, here's some roses. What's the goss? You're rich now, huh?
Can I tell you my thought stream here?
Sure.
What time of year is it? Should Rain be in school? Was drama school high school level or post-culture? Is Corbett in the scene he's in a school blazer? I'm fucking confused.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm angry about it.
Yeah, because especially later on in the book, they talk about how fucking hot it is. And it definitely didn't go from it didn't circle back to the next season. There's no way.
Yes, because... Here, hi Fingies, Corbett's like, I go to college in 2 weeks. We did not cycle back to summer. And that...
Yeah, there's no way.
See, I don't think about that stuff. And now I am, and now it's upsetting. And I'm just processing this right now.
Take a little sip of your juice, Mama. Mama, have some juice.
My time juice.
Your time juice?
Because we're talking about time. And the passage of time.
Yes, time juice. Yeah, so Corbett's like, I heard you got a ton of money. We should go out to dinner. This is a really great place. We should get to know each other properly. Sorry I was such a dick. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed that I was
mature now.
That I was that immature. And so Rain is like, and then she just thinks haha, I'm going to do this. She's like, oh my God, it's just rumors. I'm not getting anything. They're letting me stay here.
I'm basically a slave here.
I just have to take care of the house until they figure stuff out. But we should go to dinner. And he's like, I gotta...
I'll figure it out.
I gotta call them. It's gonna be really busy. But I'll call you later or tomorrow. Never.
He pieces out. But did you note page 40, arms are folded under breasts? Which I always note now because of your rant.
No.
Just, you got a titty shot for them bitches.
Ooh, my shoulder. Did you hear that? Like my neck and my shoulder farted when I tried to press my arm. That ever happened? Your clavicle does a little queeficle? Queeficle. Oh. Grant has an eternal tan.
Yeah, Rain says she suspects a tanning bed. Here we do be Victoria soft looking at Grant.
Woof.
What's a soft look?
Demure.
Like a demure, like a doughy eye.
A dewy dough.
A dewy dough.
Dewy dough symbol system.
Like a focaccia?
Yes, it's just like that, spongy. Megan is looking for invisible pearls to finger. They're over there talking more monies.
Oh, yes.
They said her, like, reaching to her throat looking for something to
diddle.
To clasp, so clearly it's pearl.
Offers now $1 million to walk away with Grant managing the investment. Rain says no and does a linger in the hallway to the chatter. And so Victoria's like, I'm just going to give her 1,000 works and she'll peace out.
Yeah, Rain's, she's totally resigned not to alter the will. She says in last book and this one, not even a comma. Despite how 100 pissed it's making everyone, she's like, I don't care.
By the by, did you note that Megan was sent to finishing school in the what hecking year of our Lord it?
I don't know. I think that might still be a thing in the South.
I guess. I
don't want to look it up.
Like it.
I don't want to know.
There's a Roy call, a letter to Daddy. Why did Victoria arrive wearing lipstick, by the by?
I don't know. That's far down here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Roy calls. We get a quick backstory, and one of the things when she's telling the reader, the quote is, "I let him make love to me," and I just grossed the fuck out of that.
She did. She laid back and took it.
I hate that.
I know you do.
No, like I let him make love to me. Is like
she did it for him,
gross,
so that he would stop bothering her.
Yeah, no. And Roy tells her
that doesn't fucking work.
Roy tells her she maybe should just take the money, and she has the millionth internal like, why am I doing this? Every other page about Rain's inner monologue, she's just like, but why? Why am I doing this? And then he's in the clink because he came to see her.
The military clink.
I really liked a quote that Rain remembers Grandmother Hudson saying, self-pity is just a fancy way of avoiding responsibility. Replace it with good old-fashioned anger and defiance and you'll get further in your life. I don't know if that necessarily works, but it kind of like true. Self-pity is a fancy way of avoiding responsibility. But yeah, Victoria shows up wearing lipstick. She must mean business. I think it's because she's gonna go see Grant.
Okay.
She's like, all right.
There's that later where it's obvious that she's trying to get Grant and is looking more. It's not good wine. More feminine. But this, upon rereading the notes, this starts before that.
Yeah, I think it's really funny because Rain has this thought that with the lipstick, it makes her look more like Jake.
What does that mean?
I think it's because it softened her features because he's not like a hard-looking man. So like she looked like more pleasant, which made her look.
But still, like when Jake puts on a full face for the gods.
Now all of a sudden she's like, I don't want to take the will to court. Let's just sell the house and property, invest it.
But that was it like a real thought, or was she just being like crafty? Who knows?
I think it may have been a real thought at the time because Rain was like, she's probably just doing this so that she can come back to Grant and be like, look, I'm the one who got the compromise.
It's a truce. Mm-hmm. A proposal of a truce.
Yep.
There's a fucking pages long horse riding scene.
Yeah, Jake takes Rain to ride Rain.
I clicked out of that.
But he was like, take her up this crest of the hill. And when they did, she saw down the property in the house.
And she's like, my property.
And she was like, I will never sell it.
This is my property. I read it, but it's like, who fucking cares? Brother Brody. He was waiting almost an hour. Still doesn't know, by the by. And he's fucking really pressing this have takeout dinner. You must be so tired from riding event. And your face is terrifying. You really don't like men pressuring women into things they don't want to do. I'm surprised. Yeah. Wow, it was weird.
He does say, my mother's favorite meal is reservations.
Yep.
That's funny.
That's fun. Wasn't that also Ariel's favorite meal was takeout? Ariel, Misty.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great.
I think that was one of our jokes. We're like, haha, favorite recipe.
No, he wrote that.
Ow! No, I think you noted that because he
wrote it. I will fucking find
it. Okay.
Anyway.
Just bullying me, you guys.
Like a gentle, soft bullying. So Mr. Brody, brother Brody here says, I have some ownership of this place, right? Guess you can't 100% make me leave.
So he's like convinces her, I'm just gonna go pick up Chinese food, it'll be great, and then I'll be back. So he's like gone forever because he's just ordering 1,000 things, but not soup, which he said he was gonna get. I'd be pissed if I was looking forward to soup. If I was just like,
I love the
in
details.
a half hour, wonton soup in my belly.
No soup.
And then it's like the one thing I didn't get was soup. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house. Get out of the house.
Get out of my 51% of this house.
If you own a 0.5%, sit on the fucking portico, you monster.
Take everything that's not soup and get out.
But he's asking Rain a bunch of questions about like the will and like, why are you whatever and where did my mom meet you? Blah 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 blah. Megan calls on panic because Brody left her a note saying, I went off to visit Rain. And she's like, oh my god, like,
hold up, wait a minute. I think I'm before that. I wrote a bunch of, I was writing a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff happens. Like, so many brother lovers. Rain thinks it isn't her place to blurt out the truth, which, girl, like, self-preservation, I feel like has to kick in. I mean, she wants to maintain a good relationship with Megan, but how about, like, hey, I'm your sister, don't fuck me. How about that?
How about it? Well, I mean, sometimes it doesn't even matter, though, right?
Oh, the old Chrissy Dollengange. Rain, let's see, Rain says to herself, this is a mistake, but none of this is my fault.
It's true.
Yes, she consciously puts on lipstick like a whore, but it feels so good.
Oh my God.
Chinese takeout and 2 6-packs.
Yeah, he's like, I bought this great Chinese beer, and she's like, I'm all set. And then he just slugging him.
Yeah, mother's a manipulator, always looking for more spending money. Classic neater trope.
Neater trope.
And then he's like, if you don't mind, I'll stay over tonight. And I would have said, I fucking mind.
Yeah, she was like, I don't think that's a great idea. Your mom's already not great about it. Because he says to his mother, like,
on the phone, yes,
I'll come
home or go on Victoria's.
Right. Yes. But Ray answers the phone, obviously.
It's her fucking house.
It's Megan. She's in a panic. She's like, oh my God, no. But Brody has this huge crush on you.
He wants to
remember who they are to each other. And she's like, yeah, duh, maybe you could hurry up and tell him already then. Like, she was like, yeah, I get it. Like, what? And she's like, oh, later.
She's like, if you don't want this guy to do a fuckings upon me,
if you don't want him to have a crush on me,
we're siblings.
And maybe fucking tell him the truth.
God, use a fucking coaster, you heathen.
So yeah, Brody drinks 2 6-packs of beer.
Yeah.
Rain's like, can you just go to bed? Just go to bed. And he's like, ah. He like goes to the living room and like puts on a music or something. She's like, I'm sore from riding a horse. I really gotta go to bed. She just wants to be away from him. He's so drunky.
Yeah, he does like some interrogations and he's like, oh, boyfriends, did you meet someone in England? And she has a little lie. She's like, I did meet someone that I could love, meaning her daddy Larry. Mm-hmm. Which she's like, I felt comfortable saying this, even though it was a stretch of the truth. Like, you can fucking lie if someone's pressuring you into do anything you want to do. Yeah. By the way, you can fucking lie. So Birdie's all bitter about it, and Rain's like, I wonder what I can do about this situation. Nope, there's nothing you need to do. He drinks all the beers, and we all know where this is going. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yep. It didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, which is P and a G. If I can say that.
You did already.
I said it. So yeah, she's like, oh, I got to bed early. And Brody like fucking clangs around the house for a bit. He's clanging around. And he like puts on music and he's like, maybe she'll come tell me to turn it down, but then she doesn't.
She's like, I'm just gonna go.
I'm just gonna fucking
actually I'm exhausted from being around you. Woof.
From this extended horse riding scene.
Oh, and then like what happens? She wakes up in the night. Why did she wake up?
It's nude brother in the darkened bedroom with a sleeping smoocher, and he's all like, don't be afraid.
Oh my God.
Don't be afraid. Terrifying.
I hate that.
You hate when brothers kiss their sisters in the nude in the night. Lame.
And he's just like, I'm like obsessed with you. It's okay. You don't even have to like me. Let's just do it. What the fuck, my guy?
There's like a lot of forcing of touchies and kissies.
And she ends up fighting him off.
She feels so bad. She has to be mean to him.
well, you know what? Whatever. She's got a conscience. She doesn't want to be an asshole. She just wants to, like, not have this pressure
She's
around
like,
her.
I can't believe I had to bruise his ego.
Yeah.
And he does, like,
an old white man writing these books.
Yeah, he does, like, an Angie stomp out. I guess I won't fuck you.
Squeals out of there. And then I'm like, oh, I'm guessing. Because that was the end of a chapter. Mm-hmm. Like, I saw his taillights disappear. And I was like, oh,
the leader of the pack
of
sister fuckers.
And I was like, oh, man, next chapter, we're 100% gonna find out that he got into an accident.
Did you enjoy my note?
Huh?
LOL, Brody dies.
I wrote, yup, he did.
Yep.
And then Megan. Yeah, sorry.
We just got Megan.
She's like, why didn't you just lead him on a little bit? And she's like, oh, it was the beer. He was drinking red. Okay, it's the beer. It wasn't me.
A lot of blame shifting, and she sucks. Rain borfs up some feelings. Jake takes some care.
You know, he's like, get up, take a shower, eat something. Like, your grandmother would be pissed if she saw you wallowing like
Which is interesting.
Hey, he's just being motivational. And she knows how much she really cared for grandmother husband.
Ooh, I love grandmother husband. What a gender bender. Victoria will use this dead teen to steal Grant from Megan, I do suppose.
Yep. But she like, yeah, so like she huge bitches into the room and she's like, Rain, it's not your fault. And like seems to be like on her side now.
She's like, we're in this together, bitch.
But like in reality, she's just so fucking chuffed to use the tragedy as an opportunity to be there for Grant. It's fucking gross.
Oh, it's not gross.
So gross.
It's not gross.
Out of here.
Let's see, doobie. Megan. Jake is of great support. Victoria insists Rain go to Megan's for the, as I call it, the funeral party.
Yeah, I don't know what they are.
I think
called.
It's a memorial service or gathering of some type. No, it's not the service.
It's the after
it's
party.
It's like the reception. It's a funeral reception. Is that the correct term?
I don't know.
I never
comment down below.
I never knew what to call it.
What do you call the after funeral?
Funeral party.
Celebration of life.
Maybe.
I think people call them that now.
Yeah. Will you eat food and go, yeah? Let's see here. She says, so anyway, Rain's like, I don't know if I should go to Megan's. And she says, you're either part of this family or not. And I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, because she's like, I still am not because
no one is acknowledging.
No one is fucking telling.
What is the age difference between Rain and Allison? And here I am trying to doobie a math. Brody is 2 years younger, 16. Mm-hmm. So that means is Allison perhaps about 15-ish?
Sure. Okay. 14, 15.
I don't know. I just felt like I was like, well, how the fuck was
Allison?
I
like forgot that Brody wasn't older than her.
Yeah, because she had their same mother. You gotta let that vagine heal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Megan is under sedation in bed, and how the fuck does Rain know? She goes, her description of the room, there's a huge, beautiful, custom-made bed. Bitch, how do you know that?
Maybe because it was a weird shape?
It was octagonal.
Yeah. It spun. It was a heart shape, like in one of those no-tell motels.
The carpet notated as thick, no marshmallow notations.
Bummer.
And at one point, Megan's like, "The evil is in you."
Yeah,
that was a vibe. Blah blah, nasty Allison.
Yeah, she's angry. Whatever.
And Rain's like, "I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna go the fuck to England. My dad wants me to be a part of his life."
Yeah, she's like, "Screw it. I'm gonna take this last proposed deal."
I'm going to England. I want to go back to drama school, be a part of Daddy Larry's life. This is where I can be happy. And I wrote, look at this. Look at my notes. Look at me. The day after Rain tells us to Victoria, a letter from Daddy Larry arrives, and I went, aw, he invites Rain to be a part of his family. I was like, aw. He was like, you know what? Come here. You're my family, and we're going to be family. Great. And it's so early in the book. I was like, it happened.
No, I know, right? Yeah, he read her back and advised her to do what she decided to do anyways. Why just fucking call people?
Why don't you call people? So there's legal stuff. The morning of the legal stuff.
Yeah, so she's like riding Rain. They keep talking about her riding this horse, and I'm like,
I feel like I can't handle that Rain rides Rain.
Rain rides Rain. Just riding the rain. Riding the rain. And I was just like, all right, something's going to go down with this horse.
I wrote that there was a foreboding and concerning horse shenanigans.
For real?
There's a trainer who's like, I don't know, you guys. Guys!
I don't know, she's acting weird.
I guess it's okay.
But then it's almost like the, like that car accident, where Heaven and Logan die, where you just, like, think it's gonna be because Logan was drunk.
Well, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, I mean, are you saying that there was an unexpected...
They didn't get into an accident because Logan was drunk.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, how does this apply to Rain?
Oh, because they're talking about, like, the horse having, like, being super skittish.
It wasn't the horse's fault.
Yeah, like, the horse just got scared by a snake.
That often happens.
And, like, that is absolutely is something that happens. And so, like, yeah, it wasn't even because the horse was...
Yes, there was a full paragraph about snakes.
Yes. There sure were. But I guess, like, the horse acting where, like, was supposed to be a sign that she shouldn't have gotten on it or something. So, yeah, that horse just Christopher Reeved her right off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I wrote spinal cord injury.
I don't know why she did that.
Come on, it's so fucking foolish.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, yeah, paralyzed from the waist down, might end up being able to move the right leg some.
It's wheelchair time.
Yeah, Needs sure do love putting characters in wheelchairs. He sure do.
Who else we talking about here?
Wasn't it Annie?
Yeah, she got steal Annie Stonewall.
Annie? Is it Annie?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Dawn, yes.
Dawn wasn't in a wheelchair.
No, Dawn's daughter.
You're mixing your family?
No, Dawn's daughter.
No. No, that's Logan Stonewall's daughter, Annie Stonewall.
Okay, Annie Stonewall. Sorry, yeah.
How could you mix these women? How could you?
She was wheelchair.
You know what? It's a good thing she didn't sign away that whole fortune yet.
Jory was wheelchair.
Jory was a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like spinal cord accidents happening.
Yeah, it's a good thing that she didn't sign with that fortune. She sees a psychologist in the hospital who is also in a wheelchair.
Yeah, she's like, I am so surprised this nurse is pretty and has dazzling eyes full of light and excitement despite her condition.
She actually has a pretty face.
And a locket.
Fuck. Oh,
Ew.
no. So there we go. I took a picture of a description and then I opened it and it went sideways because I'm 40,000 years old. Okay, I guess it's not going to cooperate, the phone. But probably she actually had a pretty face. Jawbone, a rich, creamy complexion. Creamy,
that's why.
Complexion. Yep.
So, Rain,
she's a good lady, though.
Rain tells her story and then likens it to... it was like puncturing a swollen spot on my body and watching all the pus leak out. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Pretty gross. Victoria comes honking and a chonking.
Yep, she's like, I set everything up to be as wheelchair accessible as possible. I got the medical stuff squared away. And Rain's like, why are you doing this? And she's like, because that has to be done.
She wants to be the savior. She wants to look good.
That's what I said. I said, oh girl, not really though, just to get further between Megan and Grant.
Absolutely.
Doctor psychologist is happy Rain is hating herself because that will motivate her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, cool, be mad. You think you can't do something, be mad you can't do it, and then you probably do it a lot better than you thought you could when you thought you couldn't do it.
Are we ready to get back to the house? Because I have a couple notes upon her very weird arrival at the house.
Rain says home James to Jake when he's fussing over in the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the second time. That's all.
So they were like futzing with the seatbelt, and she says, "Stop treating me like a cripple." Like, girl, everyone buckles their seatbelt.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But she was like, my arms work, dude. That was what it was.
Okay. And then she's like, a ramp? Yeah, you're in a fucking wheelchair. It's like much like that chapter in the fucking Annie Stonewall book that was called A Cripple. And I was like, Jesus.
Well, I mean, you expect these young people to just all of a sudden like not keep forgetting that they're paralyzed. I'm sure that happens. You know, she's just seeing like proof of it, and she's like, "Damn, I have to use a ramp now. I didn't even think about that." You know.
So you notated the description of the new nurse lady, and then I'll say what was said after.
New nurse Mrs. Bogart has huge, non-flabby arms,
muscle,
small bosom but wide hips, and quote, rolls of flesh up the back of her neck, making it look like a spring upon which her large, round head bobbed.
Ray notes that because Mrs. Bogart has all business, this home nurse is no mammy.
Wow. Not like Mammy and Gone with the Wind. Oh. And we got all the way to page 166 before a ridiculous description. I was shooketh.
I mean, are you counting the psychologist description as a ridiculous? Like,
no. Because it was
like a character that we like, so she's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I count that as ridiculous in my mind.
It is ridiculous, but the's no like rolls of flesh making it look like a spring upon which her large round head bobbed. The frig. And of course, ugh description equals her having an ugh of a personality.
Yep. All the nice furniture was taken out of the quote-unquote maid's quarters, and it's all hospital beds and fluorescent lights.
Yes.
It's very Annie Stonewall's nurse. This one insists Rain is more helpless than she really is. Victoria visits, and Megan is much worse. She couldn't get involved in all of this for you. And I say that it is pretty fucking sus.
Yep. Miss Bogart tells Rain, it's like, good thing you lost some weight after the accident so that, like, you're not straining me carrying you around.
This is easy for me.
It's way easier for me. Good thing you dropped, like, 7 pounds.
What? So Rain, at one point, had this, like, oh, there's a TV. I just laid back and put on the video Valium, which was interesting. In a moment of bathroom nude vulnerability, Mrs. Bogart says Rain's pretty.
What? Okay. She's like, okay, I'm pretty good.
That's a vulnerable position to be in. Like, very helpless, needing help with basic functions, and your nurse is like, hey, you're pretty.
Yeah, it's weird. Victoria, when she visits, is wearing makeup again and has styled her hair. She says they need to sell the Rolls Royce. Rain reluctantly agrees. I disagree.
Yeah, why?
You can just get a van also.
Yeah,
don't fucking sell a Rolls Royce.
What's it called? Who cares? Like, what, a registration once a year? Like, who cares?
Yeah, you already own it. It's a gorgeous car. I would never. Who's to owning a Rolls Royce?
It's like, okay, I guess I'm just
that's been like meticulously cared for. Oh my god, my kingdom for a Rolls. Wraith. Rolls Royce Wraith. Mwah.
So, after this, the next morning, or a morning thereafter, Mrs. Bogart and Rain have like a nice breakfast, and Rain tells her the whole secret stuff.
Yeah, getting to know yous with Nurse Rollingpin Arms. Yeah.
What? Like, is she a villain or not a villain?
Rain or the... I don't know. I think
she's... Bogart, with the neck rolls would tell us she's a villain.
I think she's just trying to be like, all right, fucking... I think because she makes some comment about her, like... Either, like, being... Like, something about her being, like, affluent. Like, she's like, usually, like, the rich kids don't know how to do anything for themselves. And she's just fucking over it. And she's like, no, here's the deal.
Okay.
I don't think it makes her less of a villain. I think it's also Rain just being, like, fed up with lies. Because that's why Brody is dead. She's still feeling all guilt with that. And she's like, what the fuck are people going to do now? Who cares?
Now, before our next professional... person enters the room. Do you have any other notes?
No.
It's sexy ginger therapist time.
Ooh,
we have not had a sexy ginger.
Nope. He is ticking all of the body boxes. Perfectly straight nose, sensual mouth, strong jaw, over 6'1". What does that mean? I don't know. 8'2". Wide shoulders, narrow waist, muscles.
Yeah, he is all that in a bag of chips. Austin Clark. I wrote that he was a rock and roll therapy man and very charming. Mm-hmm. I also called him Dr. This is not me. So as I was describing this whole story to my husband, we came up with a bunch of fake doctors' names. This was his. I cannot take credit. It was the best. Dr. Slip Tippins.
Ooh.
He is in the house. And maybe later in her house.
I called him Dr. Thirst a lot. And then just, like, referred to him as Thirst a lot later. Because she's thirsty for him.
Austin therapist.
A wham and a bam and a rock music. That's what she said when he put the cassette tape into the deck.
I was like, I didn't know why.
That's what she said.
I wrote that
like
down.
He put in a cassette tape, and all of a sudden, a wham and a bam and a rock music came out. Rain, what?
It was okay.
A wham and a bam.
They go outside and have a chit chat. Austin therapist has a sister, Heather Sue.
Typo, page 189. I don't mean to on a soapbox my first day.
To what?
I don't mean to on a soapbox my first day.
On a soap. I
don't mean to on a soapbox. Soapbox. My first day.
249 wine.
Oh my god, Austin? What is he into?
Oh no, I didn't write it down.
He's into Shakespeare.
Oh my god, that's so fucking
He's into
convenient.
Shakespeare and acting as well. What a coincidence.
I think I did know that. Yeah. I said, boy, he loved that drama.
They're instantly in love.
Yep.
Read instantly in something.
Austin's face is radiant in this song.
Oh my god, probably that translucent ginger skin.
But remember, we've had more than one, milky faced, carroty reded hair fella.
Yeah,
this is our first sexy ginger.
Yeah, and about time too.
Sure. There's a suggestion of aqua therapy on the lake, and that leads Rain to trying on a bathing suit with a little side of body dysmorphia.
Yeah, she's like, oh no, there's not beanies and I hate it. I don't want to go swimming anymore.
And then there's a weird stomach spasm and a hospital visit. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, she's super upset in the bathing suit. She's sobbing, and it just super quickly digresses and being in the hospital for a severe bladder infection.
It was severe, and they're like, "Oh, it's common for wheelchair ladies."
Yeah,
sure.
She tells her story to Dr. Thirst a lot at the hospital.
Her therapist of one day brings her a bunch of fucking roses. So, in the Neaterverse, boundaries don't exist.
They don't exist. They don't exist.
Don't squeeze my grundle on camera.
On camera.
He gets the full story now.
Yep, got it.
He's got it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just wondering too, because Rain's she has to she decides she is gonna write letters to her family to let them know about her injury.
Copyright, I think 2001.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why the fuck doesn't she just call Larry?
International calling exists.
And she can totally afford a long distance call.
This was even before free nights and weekends.
Copyright 2000.
You can call London, England.
London, England has called you. Mr. McWayne called her.
Mr. McWayne called.
Why didn't that make her think, oh, I can also use this phone to make a talk that way?
Make it talk in the other direction. Well, I guess I got it right. Not even an email.
Yeah, nary a mention of the computer.
And electronic mail.
None.
Not in this book.
No one's got.
Let me tell you. Spoiler alert. And spoiler alert for you. In the next book, there is reference to La Internet.
Yes.
Anyway,
I was hoping so.
Yeah, I mean, this was 2000, and in however many summer years, I think she's 15 or 16. She's 16 in the next one. FYI, she wakes up.
Hey.
Okay. Anyway,
wow.
Oh my god, I got really excited to do math. Who am I? Megan do an attempt on her own life, and it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, Victoria's wicked annoyed for Grant's career.
She was like, how is he supposed to do Senator Man?
He's trying to run for Congress.
I'm a Senator Congressman. Yeah. Austin and Rain need to do a lighter program because of her bladder infection, so it's a lot of intimate chit-chat.
They're like, this happened because he was working you too hard. And she's like, I wish.
Yeah, there's... What?
They're under a tree,
Oh.
and he's laying down under the tree, and then she's like, I want to lay on the ground. He's like, you can fucking lay on the ground, idiot. And she's like, yeah, cool, I'll get myself out.
Therapy is like, you fucking idiot, get out of your own goddamn chair.
And there's like a topple smoocher.
What did I...
And he's like, whoops, nope. Ooh. And she's like,
She lands a sexy inches apart.
Oh my god. And then I thought it was going into fall in the last book, but it's fully summer now.
Because it's so hot they have to swim all the time.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the heat waves are coming in. No. We had a mention
they
of
don't even say,
a cool fall breeze coming through.
They don't even say Indian summer.
Well, that's good.
I'm just saying that's a term.
No, I know. It's
a thing that happens when it's hot in October for no reason. They could have at least just give me one shred of belief.
I mean, I guess September in Virginia is going to be quite warm though. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so they have their boundary crossing smooch, and Rain emotionally asks what kind of lover she could be, and Austin's like, well, you can still have children.
He said probably. I don't think he only said you can still have children.
No, he says Shikakaka. She's like, what kind of lover could I be? And he's like, and he literally says, you can still have children in response to that question. Because that correlates to coming.
Ew.
Or making someone do a jisms.
1 metric jism.
Can I have fucking metric jisms?
Hi, I'm your neighbor. I've come to borrow a couple jisms.
I have a jar ready.
I gotta go put a cake in the oven.
I cummed in the jar.
Wow. So Victoria,
blah blah. Victoria never got love. It's a fucking
she waxes
big old
poetic and how
blah, blah,
lousy it is to not be the favorite. And then she drops a bunch of like, "Ugh, you are your mother's daughter." Like she's just dropping the shade all over.
She does. It's a lot of like full paragraphs of Victoria going chubba lubba 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 lubba.
Oh my god! And this and Megan blah 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 blah. And like Rain's just like thinking out loud. She's like, "Ugh, you are your mother's daughter." And she's like, "I kind of fucking hate that bitch. We are not pals." I don't know.
Victoria pushes for another therapist, and then I notated that Rain is an adult, which Niederman seems to fucking forget. Did she not graduate high school Dogwood? Or was drama school? First of all, was drama school senior year? Did she if it's summer ? At the beginning of this book, she wouldn't have graduated.
I don't know because she didn't finish out the year.
But then if it's summer, I don't know.
I know, but she also didn't finish out the year at Dogwood because she had to leave because grandmother husband died.
You're cut off from this 249 wine.
Grandmother husband.
I'm just saying she gotta be 18.
No, she is 18.
Great. Yeah, she can tell Aunt Victoria to piss the fuck off and make her own medical and financial choices. I know that I know what he's writing, but he done said the facts. He said the facts, and she's 18, and she gets to say. And Aunt Victoria just fucking slides a power of attorney form in. And she's like, it's for ease of business. But like,
that's gonna be so much easier than me like tracking you down.
That's a fucking heavy legal form.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna have my
I don't know about this.
It.
And she's like,
she's like, I can't believe it.
A power of attorney makes medical choices for you.
Oh yeah, it's all of the things.
It's one step down from full guardianship.
Yes.
I'm like, in case you don't know.
No. Roy.
He was a court-martialed.
Got arrested for trying to run away from the army, and like after he got the letter saying the letter from Rain saying that she
has a paralyzed.
Yep. And then Rain feels guilty that she wrote to tell him about her accident.
Girl. And Victoria's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, she's like, are your mother's daughter?
I'm running away from army. There's like an extended scene of like Angie wheelchairing around and like bloop, she like plops herself into the water.
And then she's like, I'm just gonna let myself drown. But Thirstalot appears and saves her. And then he like runs her back to the house. She's like, it seemed like I was only steps away and I was just a feather in his hand.
So first of all, she has to get out of her wet clothes. Of course you do be. And so do he, because he is just soaked. Okay, at this point, I want to set the scene. If I can set the scene. Mrs. Bogart is around for all of this. Because, of course, this is all very professional. We're just helping a lady who needs help getting out of her clothes. So she...
Typo. Page 223. As she peeled off my wet clothing, but she spelled peeled like the peel of a bell or peeled out of there. Yeah. Yes, not P-E-E, and I hated it.
Yeah, you do.
It's not as bad as fucking Aunt Veronica.
That's a big old wolf.
That might be the worst.
So yeah, awesome. So Mrs. Bogart's like, you go up to one of the 1,000 extra rooms we have in this living house and put on a robe, and then he comes back. She's like, I'll go put your clothes in the dryer, nude robe man. Classically, Rain does a lot of moaning about how everything I touch is bad.
Oh my god, and so much of this.
Austin is just like, nah. He's like, no, it's fine.
He's like, that's
bullshit. No. There's a smoocher that Mrs. Bogart interrupts.
It's a gentle smooch.
It's a gentle. Who says, would you like me to help you into bed? In my role as your physical therapist and also touchy man, because there's tender touchies. Rain on the thought of getting busted by Mrs. Bogart, because he's like, and she says, She's not my boss. I'm her boss. Which I loved.
It's true.
That's
Act
a
like
fact.
it some more, please.
See you later. And then he's in the window and then in the bed.
He's like, don't worry. All I came back to do is hold you until you fall asleep. But of course, like moments later, they fucking.
I can feel him inside, and I have various medical questions.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She did talk about like tingling down her thighs and stuff. And what
I feel like that was earlier.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was like phantom tingles.
I don't know. Yep. Okay. Probably.
So the doctor, upon telling Rain of her paralysis, is like, you might control your bladder someday, or like you have some control over your bladder to give her this character some dignity, I suppose, so she don't piss herself. So she can control about her bladder. Where's the bladder?
Right around there.
Okay. It's not my vagina or clitoris.
No, your bladder is not your clitoris.
It's
medical
not.
fact.
Medical fact.
But what I really like, because we actually have a male character asking if she's okay with what's happening. Like, just
he's a great man.
Yeah, like, do you want me to stop? Are you okay? Like,
should I stick it in?
But
sit in.
Good.
And then, and then she. I got one too. Page 230. She says she couldn't breath.
I couldn't breath.
Post-coital Rain quote. I feel like I could get up and walk away. Did you come? Does she have feeling in her clit?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask her.
Do she have feelings in her clit?
Write Niederman a letter.
I need to ask about the paraplegic orgasms.
It depends on,
Austin is now over at all hours, even dinner, and Victoria, no frowny emoji.
No, and Victoria's like, all men are sexual predators first and foremost that will take advantage of you no matter how strong you are. And I'm like, you projecting, my guy? Really likes using the phrase ready to pounce.
Yeah.
Or like waiting to pounce. Pounce, pounce. And then we found out, and we found like, ooh, there was an affair with Grant.
There's a full affair? I don't think so.
Know.
Victoria do have a... At one point, Rain says, what business is it of yours what I do? And I was like, yes, queen. But then she went into one of her rants about her womanly wisdom to share.
Yeah. But which you have none. Of which there are 5.
What is this? What are my notes? Men are fortune hunters, ready to pounce. Yep. Yeah. She did grant. Oh, she did grant.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at me.
Yep.
And says it's fine because Megan is boring.
Yep.
She's like, Megan sucks. I fucked that guy.
But Rain's like, I don't know if she really fucked him.
According to old Auntie Vic, no one will want a, quote, woman like her, and Jake has cirrhosis.
Yeah, he's in the hospital. Rain is driving. I think she got a fancy van. And she's driving
an accessible van with a hand controls.
And Austin's driving, and it says something about oh, my friends drive me nuts. They're always making fun. They sometimes they refer to handicapped parking spaces. Handicrap. And I was like, nice, Niederman. What freaking 11-year-old.
I think he was showing what a hero boy.
No, I know. It's just just reading handicrap. I was like, wow, all your friends are Bart Simpson.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get you now. Okay.
Miss Bogart gives her notice after seeing Rain and Thirst a lot sleeping in bed together. And
it's sinful.
They were just, she walked in and they were asleep.
He was an insider sleeping vagine.
Oh my God. Rain learns how to drive her van.
What is this? Why doesn't Rain just fire Mrs. Bogart? Because she's all like, oh, I won't witness the sin. Rain does a self-pity. And Austin does the old tuck-in, if I can say that. Mm-hmm. She's busted by the Bogart, won't stand by and watch this sinfulness. Rain gains more independence, and Jake do a death.
Wow, I love how you just restated all the things that I talked about.
I was catching everyone up to my fucking genius notes. I write things so good, y'all, and I just want you to know. Help?
No, get off my knee.
Who says you're being a bad girl? Oh, Aunt Victoria. You're being a bad girl, not listening to your aunt.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that actually might have been Miss Bogart because she gave 2 weeks notice. She didn't just quit.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. But
a lot fucking happened.
Rain arranged a proper funeral for Jake. Megan is getting sent home from the hospital. Victoria's pissed about it.
She's very upset. She's like, after all the fuckings I did upon him.
And
upon him.
At him. And she says to Victoria, because Victoria's saying something about like, why am I listening to a teenager in a wheelchair? And she says, I'm not a teenager in a wheelchair. I'm a young woman with a handicap who's doing just fine, thank you. Loved it.
By the by, page 248. A bird that lost its ability to fly was no longer a bird. Did you make a whole new genus species?
Absolutely. This is called
Birdulus no fly.
Bird. She drops.
So yeah, welcomes back with open arms. I feel like this is the time that she needs to tell Victoria about Jake, and maybe when she could have visited him in the hospital because he's having a death. Like, this is the time she can, like, acknowledge and make a closure. I don't know.
No, this is after he's. Yeah, she dropped the Jake Daddy bomb afterwards because she was like, I don't need to fucking. I'm not gonna be at his funeral. I have to work. And she's like, you have to be. He's not just a chauffeur father. And then she's like, I don't fucking believe it, you. And she like turns it around to blame
somehow this is all Austin's fault.
Yeah. Fortune hunting.
But you know what? Let's have a nice night out.
Yep. Austin's like, let's go out to a fancy dinner. Rain's like, I'm gonna get ready by myself.
I'm gonna show you how I can do this.
Oh my god. And it was just like a Rube Goldberg machine of
a big old angry frustrate.
Oh god. She
can't do a tub. She was like, no, I got this, y'all. And she goes into like have a bath, like Niederman loves to write a bath scene, and then she's like, oh shit, I've never gotten myself in and out of the tub. This is a terrible time to do this solo for the first time.
So she got like in, but then it was like, oh, I can't. She relaxed. I gotta get out.
Yeah, she got too afraid that she wouldn't be able to get herself out.
Yeah. So like she did get in. For like a sec, I don't know. And then she's like trying to put on her dress and it gets all twisted and she's like, nah. And like she can't figure out her hair. Nah. And then she realizes, oh no, I left the water on in the tub.
It was a weird scene.
I don't know. She slipped and fell.
Isn't that when she broke the mirror?
She flipped her shit afterwards.
Yeah, because I don't think any of us anyone.
Probably because it was just a lot. It was just like if
she had a flip out. She like broke a mirror and she
threw everything off her vanity table. It's because she also like fell out of the wheelchair after like when she was trying to shut the water off or something. And then she got like back in the chair, saw herself in the mirror, and was just like, well, now my dress is all wrinkled, my hair is fucked, I look crazy. And then she was like, fuck this, and just like, yeah, that's what happened.
But then Austin is like, nah.
He's like, oh, he shows up, he's like, okay, babe.
He's like, we're good, I can fix this.
Let's take a beat, it's gonna be fine. You go change something, I'm gonna clean up the mess. And the restaurant they go to has thick cranberry red tables and chairs.
Your Menzies could be thick and cranberry red.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What the fuck does that even mean though? Thick cranberry red?
Like the
like is the color thick or is the wood thick? I'm confused.
Obviously the padding is thick, but I love the idea that the color is thick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoopie doobie. Austin stays the night, but Uncle calls in the morning. Mm-hmm. Victoria has made a complaint to the state board and Rain declares it's a war.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're like, you should stay away for a hot sec. And you're like, all right.
There's a lot of exposition about how fucking Austin's like parents, blah, 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 uncle therapist, blah, 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 family business, chuppa, chuppa, chup.
Chupa, chup.
Chupa, chup. Just FYI. So he needs Uncle to not lose his business.
Yeah, he did a lot for him. And she's like, I get that.
There is a weird storm.
Yeah, there's a fucking shit-ass storm that's like the fucking, like back in the bayou with the Landrys where it's just like, the skies,
He said shit-ass. That's not how I use the term shit-ass.
I don't know. It's a shit-ass storm. She gets sucked. She gets soaked trying to reclose the back door that somehow got open. But then she's just like, I fucking give up. I'm gonna go drive myself off.
She does! Yeah. It's a very dramatic and cinematic door, like, blowing open moment. Yeah. And then she just... I went back and reread it because I was like, wait, she fucking left the door open?
Yeah, she just said, fuck it.
She was like, be wet in my house.
Yeah. She couldn't get it shut. Like, it was too windy. Maybe the angle was weird for her wheelchair.
And then Victoria's like, you obviously are struggling here, so I'm moving in.
Yeah, she's like... She's huge bitches into the gown.
Much to the many red alarms emoji'd here.
Like, that's it. Well, we know what's going to happen. I need to move in to take care of you. And then this fucking spy nurse, Mrs. Churchwell, is hired to replace Mrs. Bogart.
She has watery, beady eyes and hair like wire. Is it piano wire? We do not know.
It is.
Obviously, it is. She has
go ahead.
I'm sorry. She has random. There's another scene description. She has random facial scars and tall double ew, and she's also like kind of racist.
Was she racist?
I feel like she said something like Rain's always like, oh, once they see me being a black lady, they're like,
I don't know, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So apparently all the phone lines went down with this shit-ass storm, and Rain's is the only one still broken for some reason.
Or, the only working phone is in the office. And the van keys the handicapped accessible van is, the keys are missing. Rain weeps to Austin that she is a prisoner and wants to leave. And I said, because Rain owns this home, and she's a woman of older than 18, this is false imprisonment, is it not? Like, this is a big old crime. This is a crime. It's written like it's a caretaking minor situation that is like nebulous.
Is it? No, I think
it's nebulous.
I think we're supposed to be stressed out about it. She finds out that the number gets changed.
Yup.
Like during this, and that it's
nobody
unlisted.
has the number. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sketchy as shit. Just like nobody don't exist anymore.
It's a fucking SVU episode.
So yeah, Victoria catches Austin in bed, just sleeping, mind you, with Rain and flip shit.
Yeah, Austin's like, I'll do a plan. I said another fuckins with a danger sleep.
Danger sleep.
Niederman loves a danger sleep when they just fall asleep and then there's like an oh no wake up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Absolutely. Rain just kind of gives up and she just signs over the power of attorney. She's like, here, take this.
What the fuck did I write? Fuckins with a danger sleep. Wow, helpless cripple. Aunt Victoria looking homeless.
Yeah, so she signs it up. And then
a big old blackmail.
Big old blackmail. She decides, like...
I'm sorry if you're unhoused right now. I wrote Aunt Victoria looks homeless.
Rain, just decides to be like, Victoria, fuck. Like, if I sign this shit over here, I don't even care. Just leave Austin. Okay.
I remember it. Because she, like, shuffles in, like, in a robe, and Rain's like, you look fucking homeless. She, like, looked old and, like, haggard and, like, in a robe. Okay. I remember it. Okay, great.
Love it. Beep, bop, boop. So she says, like, you gotta stop Mrs. Churchwell from being extra. Like, I'm gonna sign this, but I need the fucking van keys. I need my phone. And Miss Churchwell is gonna stop spying. And she's like, yeah, that's right. I'll let her go today. You're right. If we're gonna sell the house, we don't need her around. It's fine. So she, like, packs shit, and she's like, I'm gonna just take the van and go away.
Can I just say, later on, I realized this was a very busy day for her.
It's a very busy day.
Very busy day. She has a daydream of running away with Austin. Just a daydream, and she do her packings. She pushes her. Oh, so she goes out, and what does she find?
No van keys. They're not sitting there like promised. Victoria said that she was gonna leave them. Veronica.
Veronica.
So she's like, fuck it. All right, I'm just going to wheel myself to the fucking road.
Done.
I'm going to get someone else to bring me to a phone. They'll be like, oh, hi, girl in a wheelchair. How can I help you? But there's no fucking ramp outside either.
Yeah. It's another extended, kind of cinematic scene. Mostly because Niederman writes a lot of, like, bip, 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 bip dialogue and thrusting and, like, feelings and fingies. Dialogue and feeling and fingies. And then she's like, I was shuffling and chuffling, and I pushed my chair down, and I honked myself down the stairs, and I pushed my chair so far down the long drive. We don't know how long.
Apparently it's sloped.
It's sloped.
So
and it goes so
going.
Many.
Takes like an hour to crawl down the gravel driveway.
She is at the crest of the driveway, and she realizes, like, pushing. Luckily, the driveway's on a slope and the chair goes down to the road.
Yeah.
And then, which I fucking loved. She just, like, rolls down the driveway.
She's like, fuck it. And
she just hucks herself down the driveway.
Yep. She's like, I gotta get to the road.
But did you notate that she went ass over head instead of, like, side to side?
Yes.
You noted that she went ass over head.
Yep.
Like a fucking idiot. Who hasn't hucked themselves down a hill?
Maybe she lived in the projects.
There was one single project and no hills.
Yeah, no hills. What's she gonna do? Head over ass on the stairs?
Oh, God. and as soon as she like is almost at the chair, there's a car rolls up and she's like, a car to help me.
No.
But whomst doeth be?
Oh, whomst did be Aunt Veronica?
Oh no. Yeah. And she's like, I took the ramp away because buyers don't want to see that.
They were gonna sell the house. What would they think? What
would they think? In a bit of crazed first aid, Victoria tells Rain she doesn't need to get uppity.
Nope.
Uppity.
Vickie Dickie goes cray.
Yeah.
She flips about Grant taking Megan back.
Yeah, and then she starts calling Rain sister.
Yep. Dear sister.
Dear sister. I wrote here, I'm calling her brain is going to do a Rain Megan switcheroo. Mm-hmm. There's a mystery time later. Victoria is back to doing a shuffle and Cray.
Yep.
So she's kind of flipping back.
Is just insane. She's just dressing insane.
Yeah. Time to get
she's
pretty,
like wearing, Vicky. Isn't she wearing like wacky makeup and stuff? And she's like, don't I look great?
Thank you, because I have some very disjointed notes with no context, and I will read them to you, friend. It says, wow, time to get pretty, Vicky. My mind is full of jelly beans, which is something Victoria says. And then I wrote yesterday, because I realized it's only been about 24 hours since the discovery of Austin. She's like, let me get to the phone in Grandma's room.
Yeah, so after Vickie Dickie gets out of there, Rain's like, okay.
There has to be a phone some fucking where.
Yes, so she did get on Victoria to, like, push her chair closer. Because she was acting crazy, and she's like, can you just push my fucking chair over? And she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm going on a date, bye. I'm going on a date. So she, like, wheels to the office. It's locked, like always, and she's like, all right, there's one upstairs. Like, she's pretty sure there's one in Aunt Victoria's room. But she scooches up the stairs, and she's just like, I'm going to be fucking careful as shit. I'm not going to fall down this time. Let's just... She does, like, 2 steps at a time. Rest. So she gets up there. Grandmother Hudson's room is closer, and she's like, I'd rather go in there anyways.
She probably didn't disconnect the phone in there.
Yeah.
But she did.
But she, like, flops herself in the bed, and she's like, Austin would have been so excited that I did this. And then she's like, but instead of flopping on the bed, I hit something hard. And there's a fucking mannequin head wearing, like, a wig in the style of the hair of Grandmother Hudson. And Rain passes out due to what the fuck.
It was a weird vibe, if I can say that.
Things just, like, went south very.
Oh, yeah, I just wrote, what the fuck is this wig on mannequin? And then I said, a switcheroo it do be.
Mm-hmm. Victoria comes home all Cray, calling Rain dear sister. Rain wakes up, and she's like, eh. She wakes up, and what happens? What does she get washed over with?
A borf.
Waves and waves of
nausea.
And,
so what, I'm sorry, a nausea? After a fuckins?
A nausea?
A single fuckins? How many payments do you need? One single fuckins?
One single fuckins. So, like, pretty much, like, it's written like she horfs out a barf, like, and at the same time, she's like, my nipples, zing, 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 zing. And we're like, all right, you fucking frego.
Any time a nipple is referenced, it's because of mommy.
My sore milkers.
Of my mommy milk. My mommy milkers need a milkins.
Victoria comes in and she's like, you're disgusting. Why'd you pee everywhere?
Hold on. I just want you to know that Rain wakes in the morrow with wave after wave of nausea, and her nips, though, we all know, wink emoji. And then she's like, my last period was weeks ago.
As well it should be.
Weeks ago. It's because her uterus don't work? I don't know.
Well, weeks isn't that long. There's weeks in between. You forgot. It is weeks in between. It's like 3 weeks in between.
If you refer to our last episode, you know I don't use menstrual products or really have a period. Business Victoria's back.
Yeah, but then she's like sliding into it's really weird. She ends up she's like, oh yeah, you're thirsty, whatever. She gets water from the toilet. She treats her like she's Megan with the measles.
Well, so yeah. But Rain's like, I can't swallow. I have this like random head pains. I'm warmer. And then finally we have a negligee because Victoria busts in a negligee and tells a story about like daddy fingies that never really gets a conclusion.
Yeah, it was weird. Like apparently when Megan was sick with the measles, like, Daddy was nice to her and, like...
He was, like,
a little... in bed, but she was, like, 12.
A little molestery, but not fully disclosed.
She has a weird story about... Her, like, yeah, father lifted her nightie, and then he's like, oh, yes, I have 2 big girls now.
That story fucking went... No, we assumed that he was, like, a molestery man.
But I don't think so, because he... I don't...
Who knows?
Whatever.
That would have been a great fucking plot point. Toilet water. Victoria snaps back into it in time to chase Austin away.
Yeah, so they hear the... I think it was... She decided that Rain needed a bath. And because of all the pukins and the sweatins and
Mystery fever.
Yep, and Rain's like, you gotta get me to fucking... She asked so many times for her to get brought to the hospital.
Because she's like, once I get to the hospital, like, I can talk to humans.
She's like, I think I'm pregnant. And she's like, oh, Megan, we're always having to...
Yes!
We always have to clean up after your messes. She's like, you need to take a bath. And then Rain's just like...
I do not want this bitch to get me in the bath.
So she's like running in the water, and then they hear the knock-ins. So I believe she shuts the water off, goes down. It's Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, no, Rain went to England.
London, England.
And Rain is like screaming.
But she's like, I was so weak. I was like, hey guys.
And then
I'm upstairs.
She ends up throwing something. And then Austin's like, well, what was that then? And she's like, probably my maid breaking something. Bye.
Bye.
And then she's like, tubby time.
It's time for a tubby. I don't like your roast tubby tongue. Tongue-a-tubby? Oh, I don't like tongue-a-tubbies. No, I don't like that. I don't like it. There's bath time ranting. Victoria makes a reference to, like, deals. And I'm just like, doesn't she have to fucking work? Like, that was her whole fucking deal, is like, work.
Mm-hmm. Well, she has to stop so she could be crazy.
Go to fucking work.
What day of the time is it?
What time of day?
No idea.
She do try to drag Rain into the tub, and Rain, like, grabs the sink, and Victoria does, like, a backflip, like a kitty style, like, backflip into the tub.
Yeah, beans her noggin on the faucet, and then just, like, drowns.
I don't know what this was in reference to, but this was a quote. Her lips like sailors fleeing a sinking ship.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Rain's in the hospital. Victoria's dead.
Oh, man. I forgot to read this part.
Let's go back in time.
Just real quick. As we talked about Victoria going in and out of, like,
Cray
regular Victoria or crazy Victoria, Rain thinks, at least she's back to being Aunt Victoria again. I thought, even though that was, like, being grateful that the devil was only Hitler. I couldn't even think I ruined it.
That the devil was only Hitler.
Good. Thank you. I just thought it was fun. I was like...
Austin. So here we do be. Rain hospital. Victoria dead. Austin's like, I'm gonna marry you. Mm-hmm. The doctor is a pretty lady, so of course she's nice and also good. Austin does all the good things regarding the house and the wedding. He organizes everything.
Late in the afternoon, when she's still at the hospital, 2 police detectives came. One was so short and overweight, I couldn't imagine how he could be a policeman.
Bazinga!
Like, what? Okay.
What is this? Grandmother's recipe calling for takeout. Okay.
Yeah, that's so when they get back to the house and Austin like gives her food, she's like, that smells really good. How'd you make it?
Oh yeah, okay.
He said, I use an old recipe my grandmother passed down to my mother. It's called calling for takeout.
That's funny.
How we both laughed and how good it felt.
Mother Megan arrives to chat, and then they like make up and make good, blah blah blah. Everything's wrapped up in about a page.
Yeah.
So Austin's mother comes for the funeral, the party, wedding. What? The wedding. And what's her name?
Say it with me. Belva Ann.
Isn't that one of those breakfast biscuits, a Belvita? A Belva Ann breakfast biscuit? A Belva Ann breakfast biscuit.
Her name was Belva Ann Clark, and I'm a...
FYI, we notate at this point, as we all look forward to the future, Allison is a drinking and a drugging. Mm-hmm. Perfect everything with the classic foreboding of, like, Will everything I touch be a Niederman novel of V.C. Andrews Town?
Yes.
There's a perfect nurse and future nanny moving in. They have a baby girl named Summer.
They name her Summer because that's when her and Austin met and got to know each other.
Fucking what?
Was it?
Something Shakespeare as well.
Because I don't think so.
And then here we do be. Nothing from Roy until the next spring. Fucking question mark. Did she not
It's even later than that because Summer's 14 months old.
Did she not write to him during the whole wedding planning time? Is my question to meself.
She probably did, but remember she kept not hearing back from him? I don't know.
Sure.
Who knows? Maybe she just gave up because she couldn't get a hold of him and she was just I don't know where my letters are going. I don't know.
He shows up, is what I'm saying, and then he feels like he got punched in the face by her new life and husband and child. And my last note is regarding Summer. She could have been our baby. And the end.
Would Roy fucking stop it?
Fucking stop it with your Chrissy Dollenganger shit.
I did by the way, at the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Larry and Leanna came.
They did.
They were invited. Austin invited them. And, it was less weird than people were worried about, and I liked that. They went on some sort of honeymoon, but I can remember what it was, a cruise or some shit.
Okay.
Rain had been talking to the doctor, after the whole Aunt Victoria thing about her being pregnant. The doctor was like, maybe there could be complications, but probably not, but maybe.
Oh, yeah. There was a bit, because that was my note about her being a nice lady. She was like, I guess she'll fucking figure it out. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah, the birthing went fine.
It was perfect and beautiful, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Summer's 14 months old. And then Rain's when Roy shows up, it's great, we're all going to live together now, it'll be great. Okay, I know he's your brother, but maybe talk that over with your husband. Just a heads up.
There's their perfect nurse nanny leaves, and there's also nanny Glenda with 1-year-old Harley. Harley's a little older.
Yeah, Harley is a year older than Summer.
Gosh, I wonder what this next book's going to be about. So in the next book, we have a raised as kind of cousins, but not really cousins vibe going on, which is...
You love that one. Yeah, this whole shindig has really gotten back into that good formula.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got elements of our faves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of Cutler and Castile vibes. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I think, we always are fairly certain that,
there's going to be...
Especially if, the protagonist is pregnant, you're all right, they're going to get to the next book because that book has to be their offspring as the protagonist. Yeah. But still, oh my fucking God, I didn't know what was going to, happen between Victoria and Rain. I didn't know how long she was going to be there. I know it was closer to the end of the book, but it very well could have been and I'm still shut up in this room with my child.
They could have wrapped it up in one page. Mm-hmm. And, she could have been under Victoria's weird, prisonership for until, so then I decided to walk away. That's a very Niederman. And then I walked away from all that. That's a very Niederman ending.
Yeah, but, it couldn't happen in this one.
Oh.
You're rude.
Yep. I got nothing.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear listener.
Night-nights.
Night-night.
Where's the stop button?
You have to...
Hey, thanks for listening to VC's Pieces podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Technical support was provided by Boo and Matt. Thanks for answering all of my stupid questions. Music is Dust in My Attic by Broke MC, and that was used under Creative Commons license. Email us at vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com with your thoughts or comments. You can also follow us on Instagram. We are at VC's Pieces Podcast. New episodes are released every other Friday to give you time to read along. In the meantime, find your family, step onto the stage, and for God's sake, knock it off with the racial hyperbole.
I got too much